Yes, so the Waffle crew receives an invitation from the Castellanters, and they begrudgingly accept it. They go there, and they discover that it's a little more on the up and up than they expected. The Castellanters want them to retrieve the gold for them from the Dragon Horde, and in order to basically cheat Asmodeus out of their children's souls, which they have basically sold for the riches. And after trying to negotiate, they figure out that there'll be an auction in a few days for the Stone of Galore secretly, and they have been tasked with retrieving that for the Castellanters if they choose to accept their generous offer of basically having nobles at their beck and call. And, went smoothly despite possibly Simon almost being inducted into a cult. So that was all right. And then, but on the other hand, the 3 children that were basically being sent to neighbor's house, Nala, to be safeguarded, they snuck out. They were approached by a strange man with a monkey, and they were given magic items of various sorts, including the monkey, which can only bode well for them in the future. And that's where we ended on that slightly ominous note for this episode.
I don't know.
The answer is yes.
Answer is just like, I'm afraid, because giving children magic items.
I have a feeling the monkey's probably an imp. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a monkey. But besides that,
it's a magic monkey.
Also, the monkey can shoot bows and arrows, so that's not a.
Oh God, yeah.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Especially when you go back to the Waffle Inc. episode.
Mm-hmm.
There was a person saying Lathander was a false god, run away, and that ended up being Asmodeus.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I have one question for how many people have they promised the gold to at this point?
That I know of. Yeah. All of the dwarves. They helped another person who said that her name, I just keep forgetting her name. The noble lady who was
Rajnar?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She said that she had split the gold.
Yeah.
And then now this group.
Yeah.
And Laryl too.
Laryl, yeah.
Yeah,
because now Dieth is acting possibly like instead of the city of Waterdeep, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. In addition to the unaffiliated Zentarum.
Yeah.
And Joel Axel. So there's a lot of people. They're gonna have a hard time even if they get this gold. It's gonna be tough for them.
Joel Axel went up to Diaz and is like, don't. And he's like, I have like 5 other people who want it, so.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I did consider that too, yeah.
And I guess
very possible.
The guys that Joel Axel is coming to city is like these like kind of like festive things. And they could probably have a trained monkey of some sort in there.
It's actually a good point. Menagerie. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just having means to keep an eye on the Waffle crew, I guess. Because but they talk in front of the kids constantly, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monkey's also good. Monkey is also a little tiny human hands that can like thieve around.
If they did get their hands on the stone and then we're like, oh, we're not giving this to whoever, the monkey could just like grab it, take off with it, you know?
Poof away.
Good at stealing. I mean, she's good at stealing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I do wonder what the relationship between him and the Castlanters like really is, you know?
Yeah.
Like, are they? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's true. Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, there is.
Well.
No.
Oh God.
No, Squidly should never be in charge of anything at this point.
No.
I'm still afraid he has a working bow and arrow. Still, like.
Oh yeah, they did.
They did.
They did.
That's true. I don't know.
Maybe he just got drunk. Maybe Warrington went just like.
He just kind of wandered off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. It's true.
I guess maybe if things got hostile, it's like they just have Warrington Munt just like cause chaos.
Yeah.
Because he's not necessarily super necessary if it's like not hostile. Like he doesn't really care.
Not again.
Oh no.
Ew.
And also, the Castlanters had all those like imp crows hanging out at their house.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsettling, honestly.
Yeah. They had so many imp spies too.
Yeah.
Like
they
all of the imps, or at least most of the imps that were at the Troll Skull Alley Manor were the Castellaners imps.
Like, I wonder how many different things they have watching them. Like seems like everyone's just dumping tons of research, just watching these people just kind of bounce from place to place.
I can only imagine like Castlanter spies, Zintarm spies, Bragandare spies, like all competing for the best like vantage point to spy on them.
Yeah.
It's like, go get your own spot. This is our spot. Get out of here.
They have that. Yeah, there's still
there's a bunch of crows fighting just in like why are they so aggressive?
There's still that orc that's just hanging out with that, just hanging out, just like
Taraj. Yeah.
Thank you, Sima. Hopefully it's good now.
Sweet.
Yeah. And Richard M. Powell. Hi, I just want to let you know I enjoy the show. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a big pile of notes about this episode.
The one time I didn't.
Okay, good. Thank you, Sima. Thank you very much. All right.
Yay.
One thing I want to know about. So they made sure that there was a guard at the Castlanters.
Yes.
Who was this guy? Captain Karkaroka?
Karkaroka, yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Oh, they said that he was also like in cahoots, I guess, with the Asmodeus stuff.
I mean, they do run
to an extent
a cult of like rich people and nobles who worship Asmodeus. And I mean, like Devil's whole thing is like working underhandedly to replace your superiors. So like if there's this guard captain who wants to be, up there, it would make sense for him to A, get in with a bunch of rich people, and B, rich people who worship Asmodeus,
And C, trying to get high up in the guard.
Yeah,
I mean, connect
All the high ups.
the political nature of having, I guess, maybe being guard captain or something like that.
Did you notice that he was in the chair?
Mhm.
He didn't say anything, and he didn't move. In fact, I don't even think they got a good look at him.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
Right? It was weird. It was like, is this a real person?
And when they first went into the room and
Was
Chris
it like a
described
dummy?
it, I thought only the Castellanters were in there with them. And then Chris was like, and there's a dude in a chair.
Mhm.
It's like, when did you get here?
Yeah. The way he described it was also like the "how did you get here" kind of thing. Like, yeah, you didn't see him at first, but he's there.
I was kind of wondering if it's possible that Carcarosa. Remember how that bearded devil went down the stairs later? I was
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
wondering if maybe Carcarosa was just a magically disguised bearded devil.
I don't know, could be.
That's possible.
It's entirely possible that like
Because
not everyone is what they are.
they used a guard. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of guards in the city,
Mhm.
but they used one that had never, as far as I know, appeared on the show before.
Mhm.
There's been quite a
Mhm.
few of them. And it was like, because people were like, oh, maybe it's going to be Todd, right? So, you get
Yeah.
all fired up for some Todd time.
They wouldn't make it that easy on Paulton to have Todd be like the crooked like cop.
It wasn't Todd. It was just some guy. And I was kind of like, what's going on here with this Carcaroka thing? That was a little weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, they brought Warrington, and then Warrington kind of vanished.
Unfortunate.
They left the kids with Fala again, the druid.
Mhm.
And Chris actually mentioned out loud, he's like, you know that an assassin lives with a Fala, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's less that they know and more that the kids know,
Uh,
but the crew doesn't. It's
I'm sure he's like, all right,
like,
and
he
like
just murders people for a living.
that's mentioned in a weird spot in the Dragon Heist book,
Mhm.
and it's been rattling around in my head for a while now, and it's like, does this mean that like Fala and that assassin are like together, or is he secretly there? I don't think it's secret.
I
don't
don't
know.
think.
They've seen.
What
him
if they're
multiple
just roomies? You got to
Could be.
pay rent somehow.
It could be. It's something about how he lurks in the greenhouse on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
It's kind of like.
Maybe he just likes her tea or whatever.
And do you remember a few episodes back where they're having some fight, a fight in the Troll Skull Manor, and somebody
Yeah.
shot something through the window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, was that the assassin?
Oh.
Yeah.
It was like a giant arrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, was it a giant arrow?
It was a
Oh.
big
It was
arrow. That was the one that
totally-
killed the one of the that downloaded doppelgangers, right?
It was totally him. Yeah.
True.
A giant arrow?
Yeah, it was a big arrow. I think that they've seen that sort of weapon with him.
Oh, they have.
And I'm surprised, like no one, like
No
I
one
think they're
questioned
going
it.
so fast at that point that no one cared where it came from. So no one
Yeah.
like asked Chris, "Hey, can I look and see where that came from?"
Yeah.
So we just never got any stuff from it.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
There.
Sima says this sounds like true Jarlaxle fashion of entering a scene, and Richard Powell says if Jarlaxle is popping up, I'd argue he was more likely to have been the Music Man. Right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
were saying that earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that he might have been the Music Man, and Sima says that the Music Man was super shady. Yeah, I was thinking it was either Asmodeus
Very.
or Jarlaxle. Those would be the two guesses, but who knows? Maybe it's like a Planescape thing. People tracking
Yeah,
strikes.
And
That
who knows?
that came up again like fairly prominently, like specifically Asmodeus, like don't hurt her, leave her alone, or
Yeah.
like okay.
And when
Still
Paulton
has
was down in the temple, like the statue actually went
Yeah,
when they started like messing with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a statue of Asmodeus with like a big fire in front of it, and it like made like a face, and everybody like bowed down to it. Yeah.
pretty rad.
Again, like, I don't know. I don't want to say I hate Simon, but as if I, as a player, like,
Huh.
why did you bring him?
Yeah. I mean, to be for Simon's like he was charmed. Like he was
It's
probably
true.
minding his own business
Yeah.
until maybe they charmed him, or maybe he
But
wandered away.
They brought Simon to a devil, you know what I mean?
But I mean, he had a good point. Like he has an end with the children. Like if they want to like delve further, like that's
Who
something.
they saw the children out the window like immediately after getting there
Yeah.
in the garden or whatever, and Simon was like, "I'm gonna go say hi," and then somehow he ended up getting charmed and down in the temple and stuff. It's like, what circuitous route did Simon take?
Didn't the butler say yes? The children are upstairs or something, and then so Simon went upstairs, but the children are in the garden.
That's a good point.
It was the butler.
Butler.
Everyone, it's a shady house.
Never trust butlers.
Warrington Munt should have been watching him.
He should have.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
But I think Warrington Munt was a case of we forgot about the NPC itis, which is like a regular, and that happens in D&D all the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I looked in Dragon Heist, and it says that Zaraj saved Fala's life, evidently, on that little area. Like, it's just a little tiny thing that in her bio or whatever. But who knows what that's about?
I have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Do something with that.
Yeah.
Sima, the fact that the Music Man had a necklace like Diath's that also gave her hearing showed a deep knowledge about Nat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I'm very scared of that Music Man.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah, I wrote down the gifts. So the gifts were...
he did have fairly pointed gifts for each of them, so yeah.
Yeah. Nat got a crystal talisman that let her hear.
Diaz.
Squidly got Lucy the monkey that can steal people's money. And Shanks got a wand of anything that lets you turn small objects into other small objects, I guess like transmute things.
As long as it's the same size.
Yeah, like
last a minute.
This person knew a lot about them.
Mm-hmm.
Each one was tailored to them, which is really weird.
Yeah.
We say like it makes sense that he's Jarlaxle, and with each passing moment, it's like has to be.
Yeah,
like how does he get into places that like you're not supposed to be there?
You know, it's possible that
very talented man.
Maybe Jarlaxle's been spying on them. Like maybe he's been in their house.
I mean, their house isn't the most secure place. Like if you just like if someone were to just like squat there, like they wouldn't figure it out for until like later.
That's true.
They have that one lady who shows up quite a bit, who always wants to put magic wards on the house. Maybe it's possible one of those times that was Jarlaxle in disguise instead.
It's entirely possible. Like they.
Or he could have just been disguised as one of the random people that they hired to renovate. Just rando, no questions asked.
Yeah.
It would be really easy to plant something in that house. Like,
Simon points out that they only just started locking their doors last episode.
Yeah, that's they go out for the extended periods of time, leaving that place unlocked.
That was Strix who was saying that, right? We lock the doors.
We lock the doors now. They're just hoping that, I guess, the owlbear will keep people away.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
Fair.
They finally sealed off the tunnel that was connected to their basement, right? The sewer tunnel.
Yeah,
that's been mostly secure, I think.
So yeah, that mystery,
sorry.
That mystery guy was probably Jarlaxle.
Definitely a possibility.
The more I think about it, yeah, like I'm starting to.
Chris,
the way Chris framed it, like it seemed like the Castellanters were doing something, but that could have totally been just something else that they're doing. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Actually, okay, wait, I can't. There's stuff in the Dragon Heist book. I'm very thoroughly familiar with this book now, as I finally finished my guide to it.
guide, which you should check out.
Yay.
Castlanters actually have an NPC at their disposal who could have done
Oh.
this. So possibly was. But it's just then well, you know what they have, if they have imps, which are invisible, then the imps could have spied on the group at almost any time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
As long as Evelyn isn't spamming her divine sense, which lets
she
her
hasn't
detect
really
fiends.
necessarily done that in the house in a while. It
Right.
doesn't seem like.
They did it at one point, and there was like 7 or so.
Yeah.
And then they all went away because they
Right.
got, and then they haven't since.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
That's right after they went outside and they killed Vincent.
The Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
that poor
right.
guy.
God, just like that, just minding his own business, even though he was like a Rakshasa, just like.
Hey, come on, you know.
Sima, that's exactly who I'm talking about. The
Uh-oh.
doppelganger servant.
Hmm.
Ah.
Their
Who doesn't
butler.
have doppelgangers?
I mean, everyone has everyone has
Dang.
shapeshifters of some sort, or invisible people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They already did doppelganger. Wow, doppelganger
Doppelganger.
shenaniganry with Plurio and
Yeah.
Oh,
what's his
yeah.
face?
yeah, that's right. They've
Yeah.
had all sorts of people in their house.
They have.
Yep.
So what happens when you don't lock the doors?
They need, I don't know, they need some kind of extra security or something.
I mean,
I think we've talked about before. They need like a guards and wards spell.
Yep.
Just everywhere in
just
that house.
just not just like something more than Strix just like scrawling her little runes in there, which
So
dubious.
there was a
Do
part.
some arcane locks.
Mhm.
Yeah. When they got to the Castellaners mansion,
Mhm.
Evelyn used her divine sense.
Mhm.
And did you? They seem to like divine sense is a paladin. You know, I run paladins. I have a paladin character,
Yeah.
and divine sense is where you sense fiends and stuff. But I think Anna was trying to detect evil.
Yeah, she was trying to detect
Do you know if
evil.
she got mixed up with what the power was? Because she was actually reading off a power.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what it was, but it sounded like she, it was just probably a different name. It wasn't divine sense. But
I think it actually was divine
was.
sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it lets you use detect good and evil, but
Mhm.
in 5th edition, detect good and evil doesn't detect humanoids
Mm.
anymore. It
Yeah.
only detects like outsiders and
Uh-huh.
creatures that are, made of evil and good, basically.
Higher or lower plane creatures, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
There were a lot of even.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, but so when she used it, there's all these
Yeah.
crows flying above,
mhm.
and they all detected as fiends.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
it's kind of
Fun.
Fun. Lots of crows.
I'm not sure. I know what it was. I'm not sure if we should say or not, but
Got a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Sima says, I still can't believe that they killed a Rakshasa. Who
Yeah.
doesn't just use banishment on those nowadays?
I
What level is banishment? 6th level?
does it work on what
It's 4th
Rakshasas?
level.
Oh, it's 4th, so it wouldn't work. Yeah, because they're immune to magic under 5th level, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or I think it's 5th.
And that's a good point, Shauna. Rakshasas are native outsiders, right? Like they're fiends, but they're native to the material plane.
Yeah, but they also have the thing where they can't be yeah, like there's certain level spells that don't affect them, and that is
Oh,
tough.
I didn't know that. Dang.
Simon says
Good
that
to know.
detect good and evil is a very poorly named spell. Yeah, they don't do a lot of
Yeah.
alignment-based stuff with magic anymore.
It is the chill touch of its type.
Yeah.
So they met Victoro, and it turns out that he has a cane that is very similar to the Ruby Rod of Asmodeus, which is a super powerful artifact magic item that Asmodeus has. Now, I thought it was kind of weird that they just came right out and just said that they worship Asmodeus.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, really? No. You just can tell them?
Well, Strix did kind of call him out on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
She heavily implied. It's like, yeah, that's an Asmodeus thing.
Yeah, that's an Asmodeus. Asmodeus is my dad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then they mentioned that Strix tried to rob one of their banks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Was
was
on
in
the
the
ac-
acquisition.
Was that on an Acquisitions Inc. thing?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the PAX West like session, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it was at least the one before the PAX Unplugged one,
Hmm.
Yeah.
because she got poofed out of there, and Yvonne got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was so that was a while back that happened.
Hmm.
And they
Mhm.
had someone who worked there. They had their head in a box, right?
Yep. The person in charge of that bank.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
They also mentioned that they had donated to the Church of Lathander a number of times,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was a little like, oh,
You know, it,
Yeah.
it looks good. It looks good publicly to like donate to like, you know.
mhm.
You know,
Lathander.
it's funny.
to orphanages. and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah. They kind
This-
of seem to win Evelyn over with all that, even though like Strix kept saying they worship Asmodeus, and Evelyn was
Yeah.
like, well, I mean,
Do some
Helping
good.
the
Send your
kids.
kids to Sunday school. Maybe not
Yeah.
the one at the spires, but like something.
Like, maybe not the one under your house either, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simus says, I feel like they were being so open about being worshippers because, in contrast to the normal campaign, the Waffle crew is actually instrumental to Asmodeus' plans, so he probably told them that the crew was chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a
Yeah.
friendly relationship with Asmodeus. What does
It's
Asmodeus
friendly.
want with them, though?
What does he want?
I think it
More.
has something to do with the whole bee stinger shenaniganry.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what that entails. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't in writing.
The Bee Stinger thing made things more complicated. I think it's like it
Yeah.
solved one thing. Now it's like Asmodeus is more involved than he's probably ever been in this thing.
So is it possible that Shemeshka and Asmodeus both want Diath's soul?
It's
I'd buy that.
it's entirely possible they might be in on the same thing.
What's so special about his soul? That's what I don't get.
You will probably find that out.
He's the only Lorcatha, but what does that mean?
Some
I know.
sort of angel thing we are assuming.
Mhm.
Celestial past question mark.
I mean, it does seem like Asmodeus has a thing for corrupting angels, because I mean, he's done it in the past with like Zariel
Mhm.
and stuff. So, who knows?
Hmm.
And like, we still don't know what exactly the Skizix deal is either, honestly. So,
And it's been a long time.
yeah,
Been since
Early,
Yeah.
like episode
Yeah.
50, somewhere around there, right?
Mhm. Yeah, ever since they got out of the tomb.
Yeah, like this, like we've been hearing about the Skizix and the Lorcatha for a long time, but we still don't know the full story. And it's episode 123.
It was near the beginning ish.
Yeah.
Because Ezek was
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
filthy
Yeah.
Lorcatha scum, and it's
You're
like,
right.
what?
Yeah.
Does
I-
that mean?
Jeez.
I have a feeling it's gonna blind like that sort of stuff's gonna come up like at a point where it just kind of blindsides them. Probably fairly soon, maybe.
Oh my god, this is a
I'm
long
excited.
time.
I'm
It's
so
a long time, but they've
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
But they're level 11 still, right?
they're
So we
I
might
think-
not know for another 70 episodes.
mhm.
70 plus.
Possible.
He said this year is going to be crazy. Chris
Yes.
said on Twitter.
There's been a lot of the holiday tour, excellent and terrifying.
Chris said something about like Jarlaxle's arc over the next couple episodes. He thinks it's gonna blow people's minds. So,
Really?
all right,
Jarlaxle?
yeah.
Oh.
Who knows what Chris has in store?
Maybe the group will go to
This-
where Jarlaxle's hiding out.
Maybe.
God, I
Might
hope
be
they go
cool.
to the boats. The boats are so cool.
Yes, please.
That'd be pretty cool.
The boats are
They've been in 2 of the hideouts for the villains so far.
cool. Mhm.
Yeah,
There's
they
only
went to
2
the
left.
Castellanters. They went to
Yeah.
Xanathars.
Mhm.
So there's still... Actually, my favorite one is actually the Zentarim one.
Yeah.
Love
That's just
yeah.
really
Nice.
cool. And it's kind of funny that they haven't even run into it yet because it's a pretty noticeable place in the city. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay.
And there's that, and then there's Jarlaxle's lair.
Mm.
So that was something I was looking. So I went through the rest of the book,
Hmm.
and I couldn't remember the names of the two people that Diath had a history with. The two that betrayed him.
Oh, yeah.
I saw two NPCs in here, and I was like, "Are those them?" But I couldn't quite remember the names. I should definitely look into that
Check,
though.
yeah, let me check out
I'm
the,
trying to remember their names now.
looking through the
I couldn't remember.
I-
check out the
Yeah, I don't
wiki, see if I
remember.
can find anything.
Oh, Simon says that they're actually level 12 now.
Oh, wow.
They're there. They're within. Good.
It's gonna get kind of like depressing once they get to like 17.
I don't know,
It's gonna be
man.
near
I
the
don't
end.
think it'll be depressing until they're level 20.
It's-
It's just like,
Yeah.
unless you actually no, scratch that. It's been depressing since day one.
It's been yeah, day one. Day one. It's
Yeah.
like they've got more powerful. It hasn't helped them.
I would
much.
say it's been depressing since episode 7, where Diath gets
Gets
hanged.
killed.
That's the yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
It just went. It
Was
went.
it really that long ago?
Yeah, and it
remember
just went.
Getting
Yeah.
Burp,
mad,
and it
like,
never really went. Whoop.
They've constant stream of terror.
I would say it would be like the time he saw himself in the vision first. Then that's like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize this was the kind of thing we
Right.
gotten strapped into. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
That's right. They were walking down the road, and they actually saw Diath hanging before
Mhm.
he actually got hanged. That's right.
Poked it, he disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Jeez.
Because I remember like Diath when he first described when Jared first described Diath, he was like happy go lucky. It's like that lasted less than 10 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris heard that and he knew he had to break him.
Yes.
Time.
Yeah. So I assume part of the season they'll be in the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Ah, yes.
I've started going through that, but I haven't gotten to the. I guess there's a level that relates to Shar, which I
Yeah.
think was
Mm.
stuff that was linked to Evelyn, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
once I get in
I-
there, Get
Yeah,
some-
we're getting close. We're getting closer to like the vault time.
Yeah. It's very interesting to consider what levels of Undermountain Chris might run some variation of. Because like I've looked through the book and I've read like the synopses of each level, and I could see a few of them working pretty
Yeah.
freaking well.
It's
So
like the dungeons and those things are probably pretty easy to kind of like not
Yeah.
spoil because they're super dense and you could like what you're even thinking of spoiling is such a small portion of it.
yeah.
Simon says, I think the vampires who killed Evelyn's dad are down there.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
we
the main
gotta-
bit that I was expecting from Undermountain stuff.
Yeah, we
because
gotta
they
be
did mention
expecting
that.
Evelyn's family time, like more
Oh,
of that soon.
Yeah, and they're in Amphale, right?
Mhm.
Which is a little bit away from. It's a different town from
Hmm.
Short jaunt away from Waterdeep.
a horse-themed town, not too far from Waterdeep, I guess.
Mhm.
It sounds like they're gonna go there. She did get a letter from Brick a few episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
And they got invited to dinner with the Kathras, right? Who are a big deal in Amphale too.
Did they?
I think so. I think Evelyn did because like the son was the one they saved
Mhm.
Mhm.
from the soulmonger.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
I might be misremembering the invitation, but I think Evelyn got invited to dinner.
Hmm.
House Amcathra is in the book. It says you can choose a couple of noble families to make as part of your background for your character. So the Amcathras are a family that specializes in horse breeding and training, cattle ranching, wine making, and weaponsmithing. The family motto is "We trample our troubles." They have they actually do have they have a villa in the North Ward on the east side of the high road. So that's
All right.
now wait. The kid the kid that they saved from the soulmonger,
Hmm.
is that the same kid who ended up in the box in their house, or is that a different kid?
No,
Different kid. That was a different kid.
All right.
the kid was Martum.
These poor kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin
kid.
Trek? Really?
Yeah.
He's in the book too. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's Dragonized. Eh? All right. Castellanters donate to Church of Lathander.
Mhm.
Oh, so they bring the group to the attic.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
show
ugh.
the group
Yeah.
their son, who, thanks to this contract that they signed with Asmodeus, their son has turned into a chain devil, a huge evil devil, and they trapped him in a magic circle so he can't hurt anybody, but he's just a freaking soulless
Mm-hmm.
abomination. And the group was very bothered by this.
Yeah. That is also a hideously bad deal that they took. If you want to like expand your family's like, influence, not having any children to expand that influence is a bad idea.
What's weird is they signed that deal, but well, the deal was that as long as they could pull off what Asmodeus wants within a time frame, the kids wouldn't turn into devils, right? Is that right? Or
It's just like I think that was a loophole that they found into it. I don't think that was
Yeah, I
a
think.
prominent thing.
So I think Asmodeus gave them funds and stuff
Mhm.
to stop them from going bankrupt
Mhm.
and all that
Mhm.
a couple years ago, and then they signed their kids' souls over, and then they found the loophole that we can buy their souls back, so
Mhm.
they won't turn into devils.
but one
Yeah.
kid did turn into a devil.
Oh yeah, right away. It's like,
Yeah.
Because he was the oldest and
He was
closest
the
to
oldest.
pretty much the expiration.
whoops.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it seems like they care about their kids, right?
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
kinda
they are the
surprised.
future.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Gotta read the fine print, man.
yeah, but like they like their kids, but I guess they just don't like them that much. Is that?
I'm wondering if if the whole like soul and devil thing was kind of maybe like small print that they didn't see. It's like they didn't
Maybe.
find out until like whoops, one of the kids became, was that age. Like, oh no, oh no.
But like it's kind of like one kid turned and the other two will turn. And I feel like the group has to pick who to hand this treasure over to. It
Mhm.
seems like
Yeah.
they're gonna probably. I would guess, if I had to guess, they're gonna give it to the dwarves, right? Because Dia feels so
Yeah.
bad about what happened.
I have a bad feeling that if for these kids, they're gonna try and make a deal with Asmodeus themselves because they're probably not gonna have like no one's probably they're probably not gonna get that money.
Oh my god.
And I don't think necessarily Evelyn or possibly Strix will let that happen to those kids.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Oh goodness.
boy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
Maybe
Because
they'll-
I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna get that money. That money's gonna be split up so many
Yeah.
ways.
You're right.
God.
So yeah, they probably. I mean, Laryl Silverhand is kind of nice, so I don't think she'll freak out if they give it to the dwarves. But
Yeah, I mean, I think Laryl would prefer it go to the people of Waterdeep because it was stolen from them, but
Uh-huh.
honestly,
So
like the dwarves would be her allies and stuff, so it's
does this mean?
Oh, I read yesterday.
Wasn't it stolen from the dwarves in the first place in Dice Camera Action lore?
Mhm.
Maybe.
I think that's what they
Possible.
said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the dwarves built the vault, didn't they?
I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, I wouldn't be put it
Yeah.
past the Never Ember
Mhm.
basically
Yeah.
swindled them out of money, like everyone else in the city.
Has the son Renier never remember? He was on the show. He was
Yeah.
in chair
Renier,
con,
Renier,
right?
Con
Yeah,
for one episode.
yeah. Poor Renier.
And he didn't remember the Stone of Golor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For Renair.
Yeah, so he has been on the show. Huh.
Hmm.
So, okay, so if they got to cut a deal with Asmodeus,
Hmm,
what are they going to go to the basement and talk to the statue?
maybe.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Asmodeus has a open call for if they want to make deals with him. So
He does seem to consider them very important.
Why?
Maybe the Castellanters.
Why?
Who knows?
We're starting to get into the Skizix thing.
Yeah,
it's
again.
and it's like the it's a
Who
Skizix
knows?
mixed with bee stinger stuff. It's like this is
Uh-huh.
this
That
is
is
way over there.
contained.
There, yeah,
That's contained in Chris Perkins' mind.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find Diath's ex party names, and it's not doing too good.
Wow. All right, so when they were talking about, I think there was a point where they were talking to the Castellaners, like, how could you sacrifice kids for
Mhm.
your goals? Then immediately they remembered that in Barovia, For
we
the
have no,
ritual,
we have no foot to stand on. through
they had
this.
to, do that, and they did do it
Yep,
to
they did.
Arabelle.
Yeah.
They sacrificed the kid
Yep.
to. Was that to make the straw doll
It was
enchanted?
to, it
Is
was
that what that
to
was for?
empower the needle or whatever it was, the dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
to make the binding thing or whatever.
It was a pin, like a
Yeah,
hex
the pin.
So the group actually did something worse than what the Castellaners are doing, because the Castellaners aren't killing their kids, turning them
I
into
mean,
devils.
Internal damnation in the
That's-
blood war. It doesn't seem like that seems pretty. That seems
You're right.
And that's not
Yeah.
even a matter of killing. Fate's worse than death. We've talked about this
Forever.
before.
time immemorial.
Like you're taking the soul, throwing it over there somewhere, having the body be a devil, and now the soul is a currency. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they brought Simon with them,
Yes.
and
For
once
some
again,
reason.
Simon ended up being a problem.
I mean, he is his father's son. I mean,
I liked bad joke Simon. That was the Simon I liked.
yeah. He's doing stuff that Paulton did like in the first season, just like wandering off and like kind of like getting involved in things maybe he shouldn't be getting into. So
That's interesting.
I see that parallel now.
That's interesting.
Just flashback to Simulacrum Paulton, that they're
Oh.
like, the first one that got the first time he had a simulacrum.
It's like
Yeah.
don't do
in
what I-
Ravenloft.
Yeah, it's like don't do what I already did multiple times.
Wee woo.
Yeah. Yeah, but they shouldn't. I don't know. They shouldn't bring him on things like this.
I mean,
But it would have been. He would have gotten a weird magic item from the weird guy.
Yeah, you don't put him and Squidly together. You don't put those two together and leave them alone.
Yeah, no, you
end up on a roof
asking
with
for
someone shooting a
trouble.
gun.
And dropping it, making a big boom.
Or attempted murder, possibly.
I was thinking about Simon, and like Evelyn lets him do whatever he wants,
Mhm.
right? Paulton kind of encourages Simon's bad behavior a little bit. Diaz doesn't seem to mind Simon anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He's kind of like stayed out of. He's let Evelyn and Paulton like be the parents.
It's weird, right? He just lets it. I mean, he just found out about the kid in the box incident like not long ago, right?
Yeah.
It might have been the numbness of like coming out of like being in a cell for multiple days that kind of like it just kind of like went over and just kind of like it's all right.
It's a past
This
problem.
Nothing happened, I guess.
Yeah, with all the stuff they have to worry about now, like
Simon says that Strix and Diaz just have to make out in front of the statue, and that'll start breaking the multiverse again, and Asmodeus will be there very quickly. Well, I think because she's now a bee stinger that they won't break the multiverse.
They fixed that.
They fixed that.
So there's nothing stopping them from doing that anytime they want.
Nope.
But they don't. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't.
I'm
the
pretty
birds
sure...
and the bee stingers.
They don't.
Oh my god.
We got bees. Oh.
They don't do it.
Yeah,
They could.
The closest we got was a face touch, and that was Plurio.
Yeah, that was
Plurio.
That was
sure it was.
Yeah, that turned out to be a doppelganger.
Yeah, I mean, it was dealt with in the coldest way possible. So I mean,
that was
that
was really for fans who've been waiting. That's like the rug just getting pulled out. You know what I mean? The ship tipped over. You know what I mean? A huge wave struck the ship and washed us all off the deck. It's like, really, guys? And somebody had mentioned in the subreddit that they suggested this idea that they do a session where the group plays the kids, Chris plays Simon, and Jared runs a session.
Oh.
I would like to see that.
That'd be good, right?
Oh my.
That would be good.
Yeah, I
That'd
think
be
that would
Oh
be good.
awesome.
no.
It would be terrifying,
I
but it
just
would be
like just like
amazing.
yeah, just Squidly and Paulton, and just like I'm terrified.
I
I'm
kind of
terrified of
wonder
those.
Chris running Simon as a character.
Hmm.
Kind of wonder if that's gonna be really just whoa, like he's just gonna run wild. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's kind of like okay.
It's human, finally. Ha!
I mean, he
Yeah.
kind of did like once he turned human. It's like just all the laundry, all the stuff that he's like seen, like between like all the ships passing in the night, just like just
I feel like of all the NPCs on the show, Simon is the one that I don't think any other guest star could run
Mm.
similar.
No.
Because I think
No.
only Chris really is such a unique character that I feel like Chris is the only one who could run it the way
yeah,
and have it come out the way he's been acting. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, anybody else running a little kid character, and it's not even like a stereotypical evil kid. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's like a really demented, troubled,
Yeah.
twisted little kid.
54-year-old in a
Yeah.
10-year-old body.
Yeah.
Simon like gleefully does sinister things. You know.
Hmm.
It's not like moo hoo ha ha ha. It's like I can't wait to stab you. You know what I mean? Like
It's
Mhm.
the Barovia in him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Simon says the best ship moments in this show are all fakes. I'm
Yeah.
right where I need to be,
Yeah.
Paulton, simulacrum,
Yeah.
and then the face touching doppelganger.
Yeah.
Except for the key. The key
Yeah.
was real.
The key was
What was the key?
yeah.
Diaz gave Strix a key.
Oh,
And there was the pulse.
when they touched.
Yeah.
That's like the only one that I know isn't fake.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, and then they talked about there's going to be a special dice camera action show at PAX South,
yeah.
and that one Chris isn't going to be there,
Mm-hmm.
but it is going to be like a choose your own adventure thing.
Oh. Mm.
They're gonna be like little letter packets on the stage or something. It's like if you chose A, open this one.
Well, are they going to have like video of Chris? And, like,
Who knows?
play like on Netflix there's that Black
Oh, the-
Mirror Bandersnatch thing, which is a choose
Yeah.
your own adventure thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They can do it like that maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
I wonder what the story for that could possibly be for it to run smoothly as like a choose your own adventure thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
How are they going to run like the monsters and stuff?
Who knows?
They're going to have to fill a lot of it themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be a very roleplay heavy one,
Yeah,
probably.
The
Mm.
With the choose your own adventure being like the talking points.
yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I have a hard time like kind of like pinning down like what they do in the packs of the last several packs. Things have been pretty experimental as far as like what they do
Mhm.
in those shows.
Like the fireside at Unplugged.
Hmm.
We all saw that live, right?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, well.
No.
You were in
I saw the Q&A though.
you were on the premises.
You know,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
That was really weird. Yeah, we were all there. It was cool.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, but I won't be. PAX South is in like a week and a half, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's not.
Can't do that.
We'll
Can't do
probably
that
be at
too far.
PAX again next year, though.
Yeah,
Oh
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now that I understand how those work, now we can really could do some fun stuff. You know?
Yeah. Yes.
Maximum potential.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think some of our friends actually asked questions of that Q&A.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty did,
Yeah.
and I think
Brienne
Brienne
did.
Yeah,
Ran.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And my friend Andy, who runs the Laughing Dragon Inn, actually, if you look at his Twitter background, it's a photo of him with the entire group, the Waffle crew.
Sweet.
It's a really good photo too. Yeah.
Nice.
So, is there anything else you want to mention that happened on this show or any other episode before we wrap it up?
Well, I wasn't able to find the names of the exes.
Ah.
The exes are mentioned everywhere, but never by name.
Yeah, I forget their name.
Classic.
Old names.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go through and find them again.
All right.
And I'll send them to you.
I think they were definitely mentioned by name in the Fireside episode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
I remember them. I just
Yeah.
they're not recorded. Like they're literally recorded, but they're not physically recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, like, are they NPCs right out of the book? That's all.
Mm.
It's a good question.
Probably not, but I saw there's a couple paired sets of NPCs, and it could have been one of them. So, yeah.
Chris has said in the past he likes working with like paired NPCs, you know,
Really?
as either villains or allies or stuff. Because there's the investigators in Waterdeep, the mage and the city guard captain,
Mhm.
who he's used before on Acquisitions Inc. and stuff. Like there's the Castlanters. There's two of them.
The
There's
assassins in
the assassins.
Shadowfell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, those assassins. Yeah.
they were creepy.
Yeah.
But I did get collection ideas for my.
I steal your face. You know. Oh. Ha ha ha! What a good trick. Simon says, I feel like if Chris is going to try and predict their actions, everyone will get a letter. Oh, and Paulton will get a full book.
Oh, I found them.
Found the name.
Melissa and Kagan.
Oh, okay, it's not the two I thought it was.
Hmm.
If you have the Dragon Heist book, I was thinking it might be in Jarlaxle's lair. There's two people who are in his room with him, and I was like, is that? Yeah, it's
I mean, if
people.
it's not, I mean, it could be like
What a stab
in
figure.
this show. It could.
You know, now that I
Could be.
think of it, Jarlaxle likes pairs too, because he slept with two like bronze dragon sisters in the past.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that was in a book.
Whoa.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank our fifth waffle talker, Sima. You are the greatest ever, and you are appreciated beyond measure. Thank you very much, my friend. Why don't we do some plugs to wrap it up? Rena, do you have any plugs for us?
yeah, you can find me on Twitter at MIKO_CARINA. And every Sunday I play my Shadar-Kai Druid Winthrop on this channel on Dungeon Academy. So some of his backstory got spilled last time, and I cried on stream. So if you want to see that, join in.
Yeah.
Yes, there was real tears. How about Shauna? You got any plugs?
On this channel, on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. is Hell's Rebels, where I play a glamour bard, and we are basically stalking a serial killer and probably gonna end up finding him next session.
Oh God.
And then on Friday,
You'll definitely find him.
yeah,
You'll find
oh
him,
yeah, yeah. I mean, who knows? I don't know what
Lindy
this-
took
I don't
his
know.
knife and put it somewhere
Yeah.
not polite. So
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yep. And then on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time is Acton Cthulhu, which on the Encounter Roleplay, which we're going to be doing like a pulp action World War II thing. It's Shadows of Atlantis, and we are doing character creation next session to see what characters we're going to end up sending through this. That should be exciting. And it's they're testing out the new 2D20 system with this adventure, which I think was previously one of the first like Kickstarter things they did, so we're excited for that.
Awesome. What about Dylan?
Yeah, so on this channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, you can come watch us play Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where we're in Chapter 4 looking for the Stone of Galore. There's all the factions, especially Jarlaxle, who are around. So, you know, I'm sure things will go great. Yeah.
And I run the Dice Camera Action Wikipedia page on Gamepedia.com. I believe they're merging with the Fandom Wiki.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems like a pretty big thing. And I'm pretty sure the Fandom had a nice Dice Camera Action Wiki as well. Not sure how they're going to get smushed all together yet. But you can check out the wiki. I got all sorts of weird pages in there, and I update every episode. I do them as the show's going on, so I can get them done within maybe an hour or two after the
Super
show
swiftly
is over. So you can go check those out and fix my little mistakes and see all my weird little pages I made for everybody. And also on my blog, Power Score RPG, I finished pretty much the guide to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So if you're a dungeon master or you're thinking about running it, the point of my guide is just to help you prepare it easier, so you don't have to sit there forever and dig through. I've tried to group everything and give advice on how to run, especially chapters 2 and 4 are tricky, especially if you're a new DM. And that's free. You can just go on my blog and it's right there. I will have a version of it on the DM's Guild, hopefully this weekend. And I've started the guide to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I'll probably post that tomorrow. I've only got a couple, like 1.5 levels done. I'll be working on that probably all month. It's gigantic.
That's a big book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure there will be a ton of interesting clues to stuff we'll see on Dice Camera Action. And probably, I would imagine there's probably some NPCs and ideas that Chris has already mentioned on the show that are in the book. So I'm hoping to pick those out as I go. So yeah, check all that out. And thank you very much for watching. And we'll be back again next week. And don't forget that next Tuesday night on the next episode 124, the Chicken Foot Coven is coming back.
Right.
I have their pin.
Me.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And Dearne Hall, Kika, is going to be on the show again.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to see if Kika will be on Waffle Talk next week. I'll see if her schedule will
I'm
allow
excited.
that. But yeah, so the Coven will be back next week. And I think Paulton will not be there. I think Nate has something. Is that what they said?
Oh, no.
Same as last time.
Yeah.
So, Kevin.
Yeah, so we'll see the Coven again next week. Should have all sorts of cool stuff. So thanks everybody for watching.
Oh yeah, and at PAX South, they're going to have the merch again too.
Oh, the merch.
Yeah.
So you can get this.
Nice.
It's amazing and very comfy. So if you're going to PAX South, get it.
All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Thanks a lot for watching.